Jazz fingers.
Welcome to the show. We're glad you're here. Grab a cold one, maybe a beer. Stay alert in the chat. Giveaway prizes. Heck, maybe we'll give away Uncle Bill's cowboy hat. Jim's his sidekick, wouldn't you know? Uncle Extra Medium in the show. Smash that like button and subscribe. Let's all be part of hashtag Uncle Bill's Tribe. Hashtag Uncle Bill's Tribe.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and neighbors, and all the ships at sea, welcome into Uncle Bill's Hangar Talk chat. Nighttime sit around, get drunk thing. What's up, guys? How you doing tonight? Welcome in. We got our lovely and talented Dominic from down under.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And we.
Well, I am down under.
You are at the bottom. Yeah. How's it smell down there? How's it smell down there?
Oh, it's all right.
Is it? How about now? And then over here, I know this is such a mature program. And over here we have Jim Boja. Let's do something. Let me see. Kids cheer. Okay. There you go. Hello. Good to see you, Jim. And everybody in the chat, thank you for coming in.
Hello to everybody in the chat.
There's 10. There's 10. There's other people streaming right now, but that's par for the course. Oh, 15. Boom.
It's growing. Boom.
Oh, my God. 50% more people. Chat now with 50% more people. Jim just was regaling us with a sales video of his new home, and we're so excited for him. Jim, we're very excited for you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And it's beautiful. And I'll be by. You got plenty of room in the basement, so I don't have to leave.
Yeah. Plenty.
Me and the dead hookers will be hanging out there.
We're so close to Buffalo. That's where we're going to fly out of. Buffalo to Orlando.
Is that a selling point, being close to Buffalo?
No, it's just closer to the good guys. You.
Good one, Lloyd.
So nice.
Hello,
Yeah,
Lloyd.
so you're not that far from Hamilton then, there?
Well, no, I'm not far from Hamilton here.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like us, Hamilton, Niagara Falls. So,
Okay, that's where my first wife's family. That's where she was from, Hamilton, Canada. It's the only reason I would ever know the name of that town.
Of course,
it shall live in infamy.
Yes.
So let's say hi to everybody in the chat. How you doing, guys? We got
Hello to everybody in the chat.
I was going to say hi to Chuck, but he's off to bed and have a great show. Okay. Well, we got Chris Redgeworth, who is first. Thank you, Chris. Jay Bergeron, how you doing? Call me Billy for some reason.
The Joey. Joey and Billy.
Joey and Billy. Okay. And Jody. Joe Shots, how you doing there, buddy? And like I said, Chuck left. So, and then Chin Dynasty with his Chinese
hieroglyphics.
So, I was going to say symbols, hieroglyph. I don't know. It seems insulting. And Brett Lambo drives Zambo. How you doing, Brett? And your son.
Yeah.
Yeah. Send him a link. And Cool Cat and the drone guy, 42. How you doing, Joe? That's Jesus.
Angel?
Oh, Angel.
Angel.
Is that racist? I said Jesus. Angel Jesus. What's that difference? Jose, I don't know. Sorry, brother. I didn't do that on purpose. That just happened. And Paul Murray's here. Wow, Paul, what's up, man? He's up. Yeah. And Lloyd. I was gonna say even the old guys are awake with us, but Lloyd's even older. Hi, Lloyd.
Joe.
And Captain Joe, welcome in, Captain Joe. Joe, did I send you a link? I probably did. He doesn't come in anymore. But anyway, thank you, everybody. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for all. I'm going to do a shout out to all my members. Hi, members. I should.
You've got more than one?
I'm very attached to my member. We have got Jim Beauchart's a member. Dominic's a member. Who else is a member? Raise your hand, everybody. I'm looking in there. Mike's a member.
I think
of course, Chin Dynasty. He's the king of the members. Long talks to its members. Sure. You could do it. You can do it. You could like the little train that could. Yeah. Hi. Sometimes you got to tell. What are you looking at? Jesus. Anyway.
Jesus.
Oh, Paul Brown's here. I'm glad you're big. Good to see you. What about Jesus?
No, you said Jesus.
Oh. I better not let Alexis hear the blasphemy.
Yeah.
Demonetized. What blasphemy? What are you talking about? I don't think my demonetized. Is it on my list here? Let me see.
Your list.
No, I didn't copy the demonetized over. How about that?
Did we say hi to Lloyd?
I did say hi to Lloyd.
Okay. Hi, Lloyd.
I congratulated him on being the oldest one in here.
Hi, Lloyd.
Hi, Lloyd. I sent Lloyd a link, actually.
Lloyd a link? Link Lloyd.
That's annoying when people do that to you. Hey, I sent you a link, and then if you don't come in, it's like everybody, what a dick.
Yeah, what a dick.
Yeah. Let me see. No, I did not. I have to do that. I have to bring the demonetized over to my impromptu soundboard.
Just implied Lloyd was a dick. What?
Who? Lloyd has a dick?
Hi, Warren.
Hi, Warren. Welcome in. Mike. There's Mike. There's another member.
Yep, Mike,
one of the originals. Good to see you, Mike.
All right. He's my Chick-fil-A buddy.
No, I definitely don't have it. I got too much stuff in here.
Weed it up.
It takes too long to...
Boobies.
Takes too long to...
Yeah, you can never have too many of those.
Yeah. Must be... Look at that tits. That Steve Martin routine. You ever see it? Look at it. You go to Las Vegas. Look at that tits. There must be 57 tits up there.
I can relate.
Yeah. That was... what album was that from? I know he had the album Comedy's Not Pretty. And he had lipstick on the cover and a wig. And it was like that. Yeah, that would be frowned upon nowadays, I guess. Because
someone would get offended.
Yeah, but why should you? He's empowering himself.
I know that, but people get offended easily.
And but I don't think that's the album that's from. But anyway.
So I can't dress up as a woman anymore? Make jokes? Not allowed?
Who's stopping you?
Good point.
No, you just be your best you. You live your best life. And that's saying he's living his best life. What does it mean? I hear people say it all the time. It sounds meaningful, but right, Dominic, rip it apart. And what does it actually mean?
It's your only life.
I don't really know. And there are many phrases and words that just really
they're just words. They're just something to say. He's living his best life.
Living their best life.
Well, how do you know that's his best life? What if what if his best life was being an airline pilot or I don't know, or maybe he likes to clean septic tanks out. Who knows what his best life is?
A janitor for an outhouse company.
Yeah, that could be his joy. That could be his what would make him happy.
Pride in your work. Doesn't matter if you're a CEO or a janitor. Take pride in your work.
No, you have to take pride in your work. People that think they're too good for the job are probably really bad at it.
Lambo's mentioned the word awesome in there, and we can't use the word awesome.
No, we've heard awesome at least 73 times tonight. We're going to do the awesome game. Whenever anybody says awesome, we're going to. I was going to say drink, but now I'm thinking hit myself in the head with a hammer. Wouldn't that be awesome? Oh God,
that's gonna hurt.
We were watching a real estate video of them selling the house that Jim just bought, and it's a beautiful home. But I couldn't help myself but make fun of the real estate agent. It was a nice video. He did an awesome job.
Yeah.
Everything was awesome. from the trim. I'm still looking for the trim. I didn't see any trim.
Shuffleboard action.
Shuffle. How about a little shuffleboard action? Yeah,
with your friends. I'm moving to a new city. I got no fucking friends, and he wants
in this area. And he shows this big house with lots of, and it is nice size house. All these big areas like that. And towards the end, he comes to this itty bitty little cubby hole area, and he says, or you could set this up for the kids. So, so you shove all the kids in that one little corner, and you just stretch out and enjoy the rest. There's a root cellar or a cold cellar or a wine closet or a
closet or a place to hide the hookers.
The dead ones. No, you put the dead ones in there. They stay fresher that way. Yeah. But anyway, the trim was off. And Avada. Okay, sure, Mike. This is for you. Avada. I'm doing Moscow Mules again. Am I loud?
Awesome. That's what he said. Yeah. How did Warren know that?
I did. Talking about the awesome trim, about the awesome cabinet door. The bathroom cabinets. He's pointing down there and talking about how it. What did he call it? Some kind of modern. I don't know what he was talking about. He was really off the rails. But nice house though. It should have been easy to sell. I don't think he had to get so flowery. That was crazy.
Yeah.
And the doors have hinges, awesome hinges, and awesome handles. I mean, it's just great. They're like car salesmen.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? What's funny? I've been both. I had my real estate license in Pennsylvania, and I sold cars too. Are you shocked? Are you stunned?
Oh, I'm stunned. All right.
Yeah. Think of your sister in that car. Your sister. Put your sister's ass in that car. And push it in the Hudson River. So anyway, so guys, what do we do? We're not going to be late tonight. So just soak in and enjoy all of this while you can, because
just get it all out in the next couple of hours.
A couple of hours. I don't think I'm going to make it that long, because I'm going to. There's a little mini meetup getting together tomorrow down by somewhere in West Palm. They sent me the link. And,
good night then.
Okay. All right. I'll start walking now. It's about a 45-minute drive, but they want to meet at 6:00 in the morning.
Wow. Is the sun up yet? No.
When you get over, it's Al and Ray Kelly. Once you get past 70, you wake up at 5:30 for no reason at all.
So Ray's down there for the winter already? Ray's down there for the winter already?
Oh, he's going to fly in for this meetup in West. Yes, he's.
But he's there coming home. Maybe
I don't know. I don't know. And you know what? He called me today. I didn't even think of asking him. He called me, asked me how I was doing. You know what he called me? He called me to secure sticks for the meetup in April. Like he has to do that. He's like I'm a business. You know what I mean? Like some business contactor. Hey, how you doing? Good.
Oh, Ray, sorry, somebody already booked it last week.
He's funny. Well, it's good to hear your voice. Yeah, how you doing? Hey, just calling to make sure. Do we have a reservation? Are we in for? And hey, that's great. And they're going to sponsor it again. I mean, he's working me on the phone. I said, yes, Ray, right, yeah. You got to get the gift cards to give away, right? He said, yeah, that's awesome. Well, we really appreciate. What do you mean we? I'm the part of the committee. He's funny, but anyway. But he did tell me about meeting up tomorrow morning, and Al had already mentioned it on Johnny's show. So my drones are charged up, ready to go,
ready to rip.
Ready to rip.
So I've got a video that can segue into our next topic.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. And I'll tell you why that's awesome. I don't know what our next topic is. So if I don't know what our next topic is, and this video sets it up for me, that's a win-win.
Okay, here we go. You ready?
No.
Here's a very old iPhone versus a 10,000-pound machine. Let's watch.
Is that an SE?
I think it's an i4 or a 5.
There are Chinese children crying right now.
Yes.
I don't think this one's going to survive, Brett.
Yeah, no, I don't think he did it with metal wheels or whatever the hell that was. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. We have a winner!
Yep.
So does it still power up?
Yep. Turn it on.
I don't think it'll work.
Nah.
So there you go. I hear you got a phone fixed, Bill.
So that became the next topic? Okay, yeah, I did.
Your phone.
And somebody said, what is sticks? Mike, you were there. You spent time, you ate there, you drank there, you were there. That's the business where we have the Friday meetup every year for the drone meetup. It's called Sticks. It's the pool hall, and we're gonna be we'll be setting up 4 pool tables for us for free. This is the sponsorship. 2 $50 gift cards to spend there. And we'll have the whole patio to ourselves. And there's an outside pet. You know, the thing with the outside patio and all the other drone people were there. Do you remember that, Mike?
Drone people? There's going to be people there?
Mike's getting old. You know, with the bar and the liquor and the music, that thing. So anyway, so unless anybody has any better suggestions, that's what we're doing again in April. What in the hell what's up? That's why you're on my show, because of the classiness of your act.
Well, I'm sorry.
You know, you're going to be leaving the whole paneled wall thing and going for awesome whiteness and modern looks.
Awesome.
Everything is awesome.
You can't sit around going all day long anymore. You're going to have to act
awesome trim,
mature.
Everything.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's right, Bill. I remember meeting you there once. I said, yeah. Thanks for reminding me how memorable I am. I met Mike at the first meetup up in Sebastian.
To answer your question, Warren, it was delicious.
Did you just say it was delicious after he farted at us?
No, I'm talking. Read Warren's comment.
Jordan, you got to raise your father better
I
than
ordered
that.
some Domino's pizza the other day.
What can I do?
I don't know. I don't know how he's going to even use that microphone now.
Yeah. Is he just letting everything go at this point?
He let it go all right.
Burp and fart. Next, they're going to be puking.
Imagine trying to help him move, and that's what you get as you walk up the stairs or down the stairs or
This is a groundbreaking program where we have people actually just stand up, turn around, and point their ass at the camera and let one rip. That's nice.
That sounds like him.
King Lurker is here.
Yes. All right. I am so proud of myself because, yes, I replaced the screen on this beautiful. This is a OnePlus 7 Pro. It's Chinese, I know, but I loved it. I loved this phone. This was like my favorite phone I ever had, and I dropped it face first like this into a rough parking lot. Whole puncture, just destroyed it. And that's how I got the phone. That's why I got the phone I have now. So it's been sitting. It sat for a year and about 4 months. No, I'm sorry, longer than that. No, about maybe that year and a half, 2 years. It's been sitting, not being used. But it had about a year and 4 months worth of pics and videos on it that because I turned off sharing to the cloud. I just thought, it's a waste of data. You got to be connected, and then when you connect, it's upload and everything. You know, it's like, who needs that? I've never broken a phone before. Famous last words. You know, so that was my other ulterior motive to spending the money to buy a screen and spending the time to heat it up and work the edges off of it and work with those screws that are smaller than Jim's penis, and just it was just it was tough. It was actually not an easy phone to take apart and fix. This is still a modern phone. This phone is still good by today, except it's not Cat 5. What am I thinking of? 5. It's not 5. It's 4.
4G.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Yeah. Gee. Yeah, it's not 5G, but that's
look at him over there.
But it's 256 gigs of RAM. 12 gigs of RAM, 256 gig drive. It's still a good modern phone. And
Gary,
long story short, I got it to work, and I'm very proud of it. And the one negative is, for some reason, the fingerprint reader's not working. But that's all right. I don't need I don't have to use biometrics.
The one missed cable that you might have gotten, it's always that.
No, I opened it back up. Everything's connected. Everything's fine. I just think for some reason the screen, even though there's a notch in the digitizer,
in the bedpost,
it's there, but it's still not working. So I don't know. Doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It recognizes my face like that. I mean, but that was one of the positives to this phone, was how well it's, because 2019 the fingerprint readers weren't that great, but this thing was, was.
I still have my original one plus one.
Oh, you have a plus one? Yeah.
One plus one, the original one. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's the thing that's the phone that made them, got them going. But like I said, the 7 Pro. And what's neat about this phone, besides the fact that it's still, like I said, a powerful, this is going to be my drone phone. This will be the one that I use, and I have to keep my other phone in my pocket. And it's got a really good screen. And this was, again, one of the earlier ones to adopt having multiple refresh rates, 90 or 60 or whatever. So it's still a pretty, the Exynos 855. Yeah, yes. 855, 8-core. Anyway, long story short, it also has a feature that no other phone has had since then. It has, yes, it has a camera. No, but besides that, you see, and there it is looking right through my green screen. It has, did you see that pop up? Can you see it? Do you see that little thing pop up? This phone has no notch.
Every morning.
This is a notchless phone. There's no.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and it's the only phone that's done it. And what's cool, and it, just I gotta touch it right though. That's what she said. There it goes up, goes down, goes up, goes up. So when I turn it on,
the part at the top of the phone that just pops up, and it's your selfie camera. And I think it was the opposite way as well too. No.
No. There's
okay.
Yeah, there's definitely, it's got a good camera on it. But see, it's because I'm touching the edges.
Go ahead, Barkley.
There it goes. And what's cool about this is that people can, if you drop it, you're afraid you're going to break it. This thing knows that when you drop it, it pulls its little turtle, it turtles it back in. Oh, it's cold down there. And it works. I've tested it by, see? I just dropped it from here to here, and it immediately pulled the thing back in.
What is that popped up?
Free fall detected. The front camera has been lowered. Would you like to use the front camera? Raise the camera. What?
Oh, it's the camera.
He was asking what the camera was. It's the front camera.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't even know what you were talking about. I thought there was something on the screen.
Somebody messaged me. Let me see. Oh, I got a thumbs up from the turkey picture from Paul. That turkey's from have a great show, Bill. Yeah, thanks. Well, okay. So obviously it works because it's on Wi-Fi right now, but that's all. But anyway, I'm very proud of myself for doing it. But here's the thing. I spent hours working on it, making sure it was just right, and because it's one of the things that takes the longest is getting the old glue out, getting the old glue tape out. It's been, especially this, been in there since 2019. And scrape, and you just without breaking something, and making it nice. So that when you put it together, it's all nice and flush and watertight and all that other good shit. And I was done. Didn't break anything. Everything was working. And I was just putting it back together. And I said, oh, there's a little bit more right there in the top of the back panel, which is also glass, by the way. Let me get that. Just last to the crack. Broke the back. Just smashed the back, like straight down the middle. It's like, son of a. But the back was only $17. And I got the color you couldn't get from T-Mobile at the time, which is Nebula Blue. So I'm upgraded.
Making things your own, so that's how it works out, right?
You're a nebula.
I know it's no big deal. Half you guys are probably, the bunch of you guys are probably replace screens on phones, but you know, new hobbies.
It makes it yours, right?
You know, stuff that I could fix like 30, 40, 50 phones now because they sell you the tape and a roll this big. You know, I got all kinds of stuff now, tools. But let's power.
Just call Dominic a tool.
Yep.
Not today. Not recently. No. Bill's phone is a chick magnet. Yeah, because the little thing pops right up. You're a dick. Let me see. What else did he say here? The mini, or did you go big? What are they talking about, Mike? Sounds good. Night Train. Bamboo Labs for the win. Oh, new printer. Cool. Very nice. Mike's selling an Ender 3 Pro. What, Jim?
Nothing. I'm just playing around and hitting buttons and just exploring life. I'm living my best life.
Living your best streaming life. That's so good. That's so good. All the hoes get creamy over that. You know what? The bust of my balls. It's just a phone I really enjoyed and liked, and I really disappointed myself because I break my phones because I don't live on them. I don't. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people. I shouldn't say most. Like a lot of people do. It's not in my hand all the time. My phone. I mean, it's not in my hand all the time. So there's a much less opportunity for me to accidentally smash it. But I had a couple after work, and I went to pull it out of my pocket to hook it up to my Android Auto. When I pulled it out of my pocket, it slipped right out of my hands, and then blink. And that was terrible.
Yeah,
Wow.
The last screen I broke, I stood up when it was on my lap, and I totally forgot it was on my lap, and it just slid down and just ended up face first. And when you hear that flat smack where you're just like, that made all the contact in the world. And it wasn't just I'm going to bounce over here or bounce over there. It was just right on that right spot. And you're like, yeah, it's broken.
Well, the cover this thing had on it actually, raised up a little bit. So if you dropped it flat down like that, it probably wouldn't break. And,
you have to hit
just a little bit. But it was a parking lot, and it was like really rough at that spot. There was stones sticking straight up, and broke it here, and broke it here, and broke it here, and it just, then they joined together in a fun little gang and spider webbed all over it, and then it just stopped working. So I could even just use it cracked like a lot of people get away with. It just stopped working. So that sucked. I don't live on my phone either, typing into his phone. Yeah. One I missed had dual screens front and back. Which phone was that? Seems familiar. What's going on? Excuse me, but Avada.
No, it's a 70s porn video that's the background for Paul.
It's probably because I grew up in the 60s and 70s. Well, I like wood paneling. I don't know. I always have. I just do. Always wanted a log cabin. Don't know why. It's just I don't know. I know it's tacky, and embarrassing. I'm just kidding. People. Oh, look at wood paneling. I like wood paneling. I think it's beautiful, and that looks like expensive wood paneling you got behind you. They like the thick stuff. It's probably wallpaper. It's like that thick vinyl made it look like wood.
Peeling at the top. You think that? Wait till you see my Arizona background there.
The Nebula Blue back gives you more range. Yeah, I think so. But no, the thing, I mean, and I was using the 2XL as my extra phone. I'm sorry, what was that? Was that a view of Arizona all the way from Canada?
Yeah.
Where's Wile E. Coyote?
He's at the Acme department store.
Oh. Speaking of Wile E. Coyote,
Yeah.
I see the other one, Jim Beauchart.
The other one.
What's up, Jim?
Hi, Andrew.
I like that effect again with the light and the fan going and like that. Don't stare at Andrew. You'll have a seizure.
Well, if I did that, then somebody might have a seizure.
Is that how you get girls to relinquish their clothes? Is to have them stare into that and then you make suggestions and stuff? Oh no! Oh my goodness gracious me! Look who's here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and neighbors.
Lloyd,
The one, the only, Lloyd, the grumpy vlogger. How you doing, Lloyd Mendenhall? Nice.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Hefner's doppelganger.
Yeah, I even found an old pair of glasses I had that had the yellow tint, doing the whole Hugh Hefner thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking about that 70s
up,
porn
Paul?
video.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even know I still had a pair like that. I mean, I keep this aviator frame. I like it, but with the yellow tint and everything, I don't know where the hell I found these at. It's like, holy crap.
They probably
I can barely.
That's how old they are. The plastic's turning yellow in those glasses.
Yeah. Well, they're photo gray anyways, and it's just like, I think they just, I don't know. I can't hardly see out of them. It's probably because they're dusty, but.
Holy Christ.
Oh my goodness gracious me! Another famous fella. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Michael.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Lord. Andrew.
you're looking dark in there.
Jordan. I'm a little dark here, yeah.
What's going on, Mike?
I'm doing good. Dominic. Hey, Jim.
Mike's a member, so he goes above you, Andrew.
And of course, Bill.
Yeah, you got to start paying me if you want. You want top tier.
So how is it down there, Mike?
Yeah. Doing good here. It's well, I just got back from Katy, which is a suburb of Houston, West Houston. My daughter lives down there. Celebrated Thanksgiving a week ahead of time.
Yes, Hugh Hefner's still dead. Yes.
What's up, Jordan?
Is it cold down there, Mike?
Not really cold. I don't consider 60 cold.
Oh, well, it was in the 50s today, but there was a north wind coming through, and I went out ran up to the store, and I looked at, I don't need the jacket or anything, so got up the store. When I came out, that's, because in front of my house, I got trees all around, kept the wind down. I didn't realize the wind was blowing until I got out of the store. It's like, oh my God, it was cold.
Yeah, you can't generally tell the wind is blowing when you're inside the store. But,
I mean, it's
a general rule. I'm just saying.
Generally, yeah. Well, some stores in Oklahoma are a little breezy, so yeah, you can tell that.
Well, it depends. Of course, then again, it depends on whether it's a tornado, because then it will be breezy inside the store.
Yeah. When a tornado comes through, you pretty well know that it's the wind's blowing. Yeah.
You know what? It's warmer here than it is by you in Texas there, Mike. It is 68 degrees here in sunny South.
That is warmer, yeah.
No,
Well, I was down in Houston, it was down to about 60. Dallas, I think it was at 50 last night. So
Tell you, 68 is now you're getting when you get into the 60s, if you get on the bike, you got to start putting a vest on. You got to, because if you're going 50 miles an hour,
yeah,
it's cold. Well, it is for me. I've gotten used to living down here, but it seems cold. But 68's nice. I feel like going outside now.
It's 53 here right now, and rain's coming in. It's been drizzling all day, so that makes the air wet. It just makes it cold.
that's what we have. A lot of drizzle tonight, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Makes the ground.
I'm supposed to get your rain, Lloyd, in South Carolina.
Are you?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Monday night to Tuesday.
What makes it Oklahoma's rain that you're getting there in South Carolina?
Because that's the pattern that moves here. It starts over in California or in Washington, comes down across Colorado, rolls off the Rockies, right across. Yes, Washington. I put an R in it.
Washington.
I call it Washington because the Australians don't use all their R's, and somebody needs to use all those extra R's.
Yeah, got
Those, those lonely R's that aren't getting any attention. It's very kind of you.
I've called it Washington all my life. I don't know why.
Well, you got a washing machine probably there too, I'd imagine.
Yeah, we have a washing machine, dishwasher.
Dishwasher.
Yeah.
We got them in Texas too.
Yeah.
If it does the job, why not?
Yeah. Well, mine
Yeah,
don't.
that's
My
right.
dishwasher doesn't.
I
I'm
got
too cheap to go out and buy a new one.
I married her. She's a nice woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the chief cook and bottle washer in this house, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why you don't have to buy the wife a watch because the stove's got a clock on it.
Yeah.
So,
Actually,
Lloyd, how many shoes did it take to shut up the dogs earlier?
do what?
How many shoes did it take throwing at the dogs to shut them up?
Well, actually, what it was is I didn't realize it because I had the volume down on Judy's monitor, and she was sitting there talking to Arts in my YouTube channel, yelling at me to come get her. She was thinking it was two-way. Like, no, that was the Alexa thing. So anyway, I go running. I finally realized I hear her, and that's what the dogs were raising hell about. They were coming to tell me that Mama wanted them, and I better get up off my ass and go take care of her. Damn dogs.
I thought they were barking at like the garbage can or something outside.
No, they were barking.
Andrew, is that how you train your dogs? You throw your footwear at them?
Well, some people do.
Yeah,
the neighbor
that's
does.
why they don't have shoes left because.
Our dogs would just ignore it anyways. They'd pick the chew up, play with it. The big dog would throw it back.
Oh, yeah, after he had his way with it.
Yeah.
No, I typically just say "shut up," and they stop for about 3 seconds, and then
Yeah.
until I start saying, "No, if you get mad enough, they shut up."
Now, what kind you have, Bill? You have Shih Tzus?
What'd you call?
Shih Tzus. I didn't say shit shoes.
They're called not shit shoes. Yeah, sometimes they do shit shoes in my yard.
Especially if you step in it, right?
That's what happens when I cut my grass. I end up with shit shoes.
Is that my shoe that just shit? What the hell?
They're shit shoes.
That's what I said. Shih Tzus.
Yeah, whatever.
That's what he said.
Between my hillbilly accent and my damn parcels, and you're lucky you get common sense out of me at all.
We're glad you joined, Lloyd.
Yeah,
We're always glad you joined.
I got a real shit.
They're not picking on you, right, Jim?
Yeah, usually it's Dominic, but thanks for joining.
Yeah. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. What's really bad is when I moved to Oklahoma, I didn't have this damn hillbilly accent. I grew up in Colorado and had a typical Midwest straight up accent, but I've lived here for 43 years now, and everybody talks like a hillbilly here, so I do too. It's just
that doesn't sound hillbilly to me. It sounds southwestern. Hillbillies are a little different, I think. Plus, you probably wear shoes and stuff.
Yeah. I try to. Now, my wife, she sounds hillbilly.
The moonshine in the backyard and stuff.
That's what my dad used to do that when he was a young man over in Arkansas. He used to run shine.
Did he?
Ooh.
Yeah.
During Prohibition?
Yep.
I was kidding. That was like 100 years ago. Holy smokes.
Yeah, no, he my dad was born in 1912 or 1913.
Well, when did Prohibition start? 1930?
29? 29. It was in the 20s or 30s. I know it was in the 30s. Yeah, it was during the Depression. I mean, how stupid was that?
Yeah, well.
The country's depressed. People are jumping out of buildings, and the first thing they do is take away their damn booze. I mean, what the hell's wrong with those people?
They didn't take away shit. People were still drinking.
That right.
Yeah.
They were still drinking. They're just drinking poorer quality. That's typically, but
High octane.
Yeah, bathtub gin, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Dad ran shine when he was a young man. Him and my uncles. There's 4 brothers, and they were all in it. So, and probably another 6 or 7 of the cousins that were involved. So, over in Arkansas, in Missouri.
Oh, Mike says he's down to freezing tonight.
Yeah, well, we're at freezing right now. Yeah, 0 Celsius, 32 Fahrenheit.
That's pretty cold, Mike.
Yeah, it is.
It's really not.
Is it 22?
Not for Canada.
Wind
It's
chill?
getting
no.
there. It's
That's
getting
not cold. That's, chilly.
there. It's
Mild weather.
Jacket
So-
weather.
Still t-shirt weather, walking the dog.
22 is 22 flip flop weather, Jim?
Sorry?
Is 22 degrees considered flip flop weather?
When you say 22, are you talking your Fahrenheit?
Fahrenheit or
Fahrenheit.
Celsius.
Yeah, 'cause Celsius, yeah, 22 is flip-flop weather.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right,
22
man.
Fahrenheit, I start wearing long pants.
Ah.
You're lying.
So Jordan has seen Jim wearing flip flops at 22 Fahrenheit.
If he wears flip flops, that's a different scenario. But he's wearing shorts and a t-shirt pretty much all year long. You might see him.
What did your neighbors ever do to you?
You might see him.
Well, a petition, you gotta move, so we had to.
But yeah, no, there's a lot of people in Canada where I'm like, I don't understand why or how you can wear shorts or a t-shirt outside in this.
Well, you know what? They're not living outside. You could spend 10, 15 minutes going from the car to the store to get your newspaper to whatever in light clothing in the, in those temps. And I know because I lived in Pennsylvania and northeastern Pennsylvania, it doesn't get as cold as Canada, but it gets cold. It gets damn cold.
Oh, yeah.
And I was it was different than I am now,
You will yell swear words until you warm up, and then you're good.
Yeah. So
I was so cold today, my nipple was out, it hurt. I had to push it back in. All three of them.
Because I've heard of people wearing sandals or flip flops with 2.5 feet of snow on the ground. It's below 22 degrees Fahrenheit.
I think those were snowshoes. You might have been
You
you might have been mistaken. I think those were snowshoes. Yeah. Yeah.
I've walked out on the ice and barefoot a few
Me
times, getting the mail and stuff. Or
Me too.
I didn't
ice
stay
isn't-
out there.
Ice isn't so great, but snow, yeah, because ice you end up
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
You wear your warm foot hits that ice. Yeah, you just got to walk fast. Yeah, it's refreshing.
I see a friend
Yeah.
step off the porch. It's the middle of about January. There's ice everywhere. Step off the porch and whoop, slides right down the driveway.
Yeah.
To get the mail anyway.
Yeah, I don't miss black ice on the roads and
Oh yeah.
and chipping my car out like it's an ice sculpture and I don't miss any of that. I really don't. My wife does. Like every year, she wants to let's go up to Pennsylvania in the middle of the winter. Said, that's the opposite direction. Everybody else is coming down here. But
Traffic ought to be light.
Yeah.
Has she seen snow?
We have snow in the Philippines. That's what she tells me. She goes because she lived in Baguio, and Baguio is high elevation, is a mountain there. And I said, yeah, you know what? When it's like 68 degrees and there's snow on the ground because of the elevation, that's not the same thing. Oh no, it get cold. Yeah, okay. But no, she's seen snow. She lived in Pennsylvania for many years. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, many years. Yeah,
It seems like
that's why I met her.
sorry. It seems like everybody in the southern side there wants to come north just because there is snowboarding, skiing, all the winter sports.
Well,
and all
there is that.
too,
There
so.
is that. Yeah, because I'm a real snowboarder type. Look, X Games kind of guy. That's me.
I like the
Definitely.
snow. I love skiing.
Yeah, I skied too when I lived up there. Yep. I actually was a card-carrying snowmaker at one point for a part-time job. Middle of the night, tromping up and down up the mountain, making sure the hoses were hooked up, and it had to, if it stayed below 15 degrees to actually make the snow. You had to monitor all that and like that. And on top of that,
16 years-
wintry mountain.
Canada, and I've only skied once.
Yeah. But yeah, I made snow. It was pretty cool. It really wasn't.
So you're not a fan of skiing, Jim?
Not skiing, no. I'm younger, it was just hockey.
Nah. Would you still play hockey today?
No, I've got too many Army injuries.
Ah.
You play hockey, Andrew?
Nope.
Tonsil hockey.
I've had 2 knee
Ice hockey.
operations while I was still in high school from hockey.
Hockey on the driveway, but not on ice.
Field hockey.
Nope.
Yeah, we did that with the you had the round ball and the hockey sticks and like that. Street hockey we played, and we actually you could use a puck too because the ball was a little out of control, But there was actually a puck that you used in the
courtroom's out of control.
And the courtroom's out of control. You can't handle the puck. There was the basketball courts were great for that, because there was once upon a time that we had this. What was it? Did they have 2 poles holding the damn backboard up back then? I don't know, but I know there was 2 poles on each end, and we'd use them as our goals, and beat the shit out of each other. It was fun.
And fenced in, so you didn't have to go chase the puck or ball.
Right. That's exactly right.
Were any windows broken?
Yes.
Yeah. We went to the public school.
Yeah. No, we didn't break any windows. No, that I can recall. No. It wasn't baseball. Playing hockey, we did hit some windows with baseballs, but and stickball
or a golf ball.
We golf a lot in the street.
Play golf. Street golf.
Street golf.
What? Street golf?
Golf in the backyard, Jordan.
Whoops.
What, Jordan was driving golf balls from the backyard?
Well, not driving, but chipping and
rabble rouser
through the kitchen window.
Oh, that's not good.
Did you slice it?
Hooked it a little bit.
I figured.
Got all of that.
Yeah. Fuck.
We played stickball, touch football as kids, flag football, touch football. Whatever. We didn't play flag football, touch football. And when we really hated kids, we'd actually play tackle in the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, to show how tough we were,
Why not?
Then get home and get my mother with the ripped jeans and like, son of a bitch, you much mind? And she'd make us wear them like that. And that wasn't cool back then.
Yeah.
Especially all the blood all over. But yeah.
Yeah, we used to play football on the street all the time.
Oh, yeah, we did too.
So, what position did you play, Lloyd?
Any position they'd let me, if they let me on a team at all.
Left out.
Yeah.
Wasn't sure
Yeah, left out.
Wasn't sure if you had a specialty, like quarterback.
No, man, this is street football. Whoever get hold of the damn ball would run with it. It's just like, this is the old days where you didn't have, I didn't, this is street football. It was most of the time ended up in a fist fight anyways, because, because it's supposed to be touch football, and like Bill said, it ends up being tackle football, and then somebody gets pissed off about that, and then it turned just what kids did back in the.
Usually the fighting was, you didn't touch me, yes I did, and then you get into this.
Yeah,
there is that.
Yeah,
that's why the flag thing was a good idea, because you've ripped the flag out of the pocket, then you can't. You didn't take that out of my pocket. It's in my hand. You didn't take that out of my pocket. Then you look even stupider than you are. Hi, Don.
Oh,
hey, Don.
Hey, Don.
Hi, Don.
Don's driving home.
Don.
Oh, now I see you.
Ah, there he is.
dramatic entrance.
Exactly, Dominic.
So, any interesting topic tonight?
No.
No, but you can introduce one.
It's
Same
a free
shit,
for all,
different
pal.
day.
No, yeah,
Free for all.
just guys. It's same old. Got a bunch of guys just talking stuff.
Yeah, Bill lost his notepad with all his topics we were going to talk about.
Well, we talked about my phone. I can talk about that again. Want me to talk about my phone again?
Yeah, let's talk about your phone.
Fine.
Like an old man, Bill.
I'm sorry.
you carry a notepad like an old man?
No.
You-
No.
A notepad and a pen in your pocket all the time?
In his pocket protector.
I
No.
do.
And I'm sorry, but you know what? Cell phones are a notepad and pen in your pocket at all
Yep.
times.
No, you think completely different when writing. So I always carry an actual paper pad and a pen with me.
Do you?
He's
I got
a
it.
creator.
Don't know if you can see it. See it?
That's a flask.
Yeah, we can see it.
Hey, Paul.
I don't know. When guys are in their car and they ask you to look close and look at it, see it, look it. I don't look.
Touch it. Just touch it. I'll drive you home.
Paul.
Just touch it.
Yeah. Yeah, Jim, you did that, and I got you did that. You farted on the camera, and I got to laughing so hard that that's it. She's like, "What the hell? Why are you laughing at that?" I said, "No, I'm not laughing at mine. I'm laughing at the guy on the camera."
Was that real? Did you really fart at the camera?
Yeah, so I'm getting up. Yeah.
I want to waste it.
What have I done to deserve this?
Okay. There's no reason for me to tune in tonight.
Are you gonna stop in the house and come in?
No, I'm gonna. My daughter is home this week with my grandkids,
Okay.
and so they might be asleep by the time I get home, and they are sleeping downstairs
Oh.
where I online from.
You could hide in the
you
car.
can come on with your phone,
I guess I could go online from upstairs.
or from your beautifully done new back porch.
Or how about this? You stay in the car, just park under a street light.
By the playground.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I've
You
been
do have an
accused
option
of.
like,
there, Jim.
like usual.
Okay. Damn. Somebody just came
Done.
down a parking lot and jumped out into the road without even slowing down.
No, don't do that.
How many grandkids you got, Don?
I have 2 and 1 on the way.
Okay.
Wow. He's old.
I'm just gonna say, you're old.
Congrats, Don.
Yeah. 4,
I have 22 with one on the way.
You're really old.
I've got one of the way. Exciting.
First one.
Yeah.
Oh.
My oldest granddaughter on the 14th of this month turned 35.
Wow. Well, this is
That's your oldest daughter? 35?
No, that's my oldest granddaughter.
Oh, granddaughter. I was going to say. Yeah.
Yeah, hell no. My daughter's
My
daughter's
confused.
53. I had to stop and think.
so you have greats?
Oh yeah, we got 11 or 12.
After they get to be great grandkids, you stop really counting them.
Yeah, I think we got 11. The oldest great grandchild is 16 now.
Yeah, I didn't catch that at first. Yeah, 11 or 12 or 7. I
think.
don't know. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah. Great grandkids. I've got. Last count was 11, but I may have more than that. I can't. Yeah.
Got to keep the one probably.
I just feel the love just dripping out of your mouth.
Well, 22,
You got a lot of
23
grandkids.
grandkids. Yeah, that's.
For when you have a brain like cottage cheese.
I said I had 22 grandkids and one on the way. My mistake. I have 11 great grandkids and one on the way. I got another great grandkid, so that's what I was trying to figure out the number. So I'll have 12 great grandkids
That's what confused you.
in January.
Got it.
Well, happy birthday to your daughter, Lambo.
My youngest Billy turned 88, 35 last June, by the way. So we're all kind of old, I guess. Yeah. Christmas is around. No wonder you're grumpy. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, so Dominic, how many grandkids you got?
You're right. You're right,
I got
Mark.
2 cats.
You got
Yes.
2 cats. Look at you, just living your best life.
Yeah,
I know one of them is orange.
fuck's sake.
One of them's orange and likes to show off her anus.
That's the Oompa Loompa cat.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go fill my drink. You guys can continue this without.
Yeah, we'll just talk amongst ourselves.
Yeah, talk amongst yourselves. Talk about Lloyd's grandchildren some more.
Don't ask me to name them.
Mark,
know.
who do you mean?
Yeah, Lloyd, we want name and ages of each.
Okay,
Including
that's one. That one's called 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4.
Well, yeah, I can name the 5 oldest ones is Ashley, LJ, Colt, Olivia, and Judith. And then the next 2 down below that here in town is Brody and Ethan. Then my son in Colorado, he's got 10 or 11 kids. Hell, he doesn't even know all their names. He just calls them 1, 2.
That's what my mother used to do when we were kids and we'd get into shit. She'd go, Billy, Billy, Jimmy, or whoever the hell you are.
He's got a daughter that's 27 or 28, and his youngest is 3.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
and his oldest boy is the one that's having the great grandbaby. It'll be his first grandchild. So, he's all excited about it. Like, poor kids. The grandchild's going to have an uncle that's only 3 years older than him. So, it's going to be weird.
Mark's got a good comment. And remember, which grandkid belongs to which kid?
Yeah, I can do that on the 3 here in Oklahoma, or 3 that were here. Yeah, 3 kids here in Oklahoma. I can remember all their kids and their kids' name. I can't remember all the grandkids because, I don't see them very often. The ones in Colorado, hell no. It's just and I get online and do Skype with my son in Colorado. We'll sit there and talk for a while. And these kids are just coming. Hi, Grandpa. Hey, yeah, good to see you. I keep telling him, I said, would you send me a damn picture with all your friggin' kids and put their name under each one of them so we know which one's which,
Or put their names on the back.
No, I need it under each one so I know which damn kid it is. Hell, turning it over ain't going to help me at all. I got to have
forget by the time you turn it back.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah,
father.
no, it's.
Sorry, go ahead, Lloyd.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
To say my father's the second of 16, so my older brother is just a couple years younger than his aunt.
Your dad is one of 16?
The second of 16.
Yeah, second. Wow.
Yes, he was. And my mother was the oldest of 9.
So Jim, you are one of how many?
I'm the youngest of 3 in my family.
3? Okay. You come from a big family.
Jordan's the youngest of 2.
I've got first cousin. I had one first cousin that just turned 90, and I've had first cousins die from old age before I ever, they're 50 years, 60 years older than me. Yeah.
Yeah, my grandparents only had 3 grandkids and 1 great grandchild.
My mom had 11 brothers and sisters. First 2 passed away with the yellow fever in the 1918, 1920. But
Right.
then again, all the others lived to be 75 to 99. And get this, I have an aunt. My mom was born on the same day as her sister 9 years later, on the same day, on the farm. And I have another aunt that she's 92 now. She's the last of the remaining aunts and uncles that side. that she's 92 and she was born 4 years on the same day as one of her brothers
Wow.
in the farm.
Mike, if you have family-related questions about ancestry, ask her now.
Andrew, this has to do, and everybody, this has to do what German Catholic farmers do at certain times of the year after
Right.
harvest.
Exactly.
Okay.
They put
When you
the
have two
time
sets of uncles and aunts the same day on the farm, born several years apart.
to mark it on the calendar.
To the day.
Hey, look what's
You've heard this,
coming
Bill.
up.
I've told you about that, Bill.
Good. Look what's coming
Is
up.
this Mike? Is this? I may be getting it mixed up, but is this the aunt that's your sister, or this a
The
sister?
one that's a nun. She's in Jonesboro.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
a last remaining.
Yeah,
aunt.
that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your
Grandpa
aunt and
was a
sister.
Mennonite.
Yeah.
Actually, she joined the convent when she was 16, but her older sister, one that's about 12 years older, joined when she was like 28. And she passed away 20 years ago. The older sister did.
Yeah.
I also had a great aunt, though, that she was a nun. She taught first grade, a little town south of San Antonio called Beeville, for 65 consecutive years.
Wow.
She taught great grandkids of some of the kids she taught in first grade.
Wow, that's
Did
amazing.
she teach you?
No, not me. I went down there.
Mike's unteachable.
Yeah. In Beeville, were one of the that's where they did some of the pilot training back during World War II. Was in Beeville, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had bases all over Texas, you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, everywhere you go. Some of them are closed up now.
Yeah.
Actually,
betting.
speaking of World War II, I saw my favorite World War II fighter plane fly like pretty much right over the bowling alley the other day. The P-51D Mustang, all dressed
Oh
up.
yeah.
All dressed up in their military regalia with the star and everything. It was sweet. There was an air show at the Wickham Field, which is right, like a mile and a half away, and that's why you can't fly drones at the bowling alley, unfortunately. But yeah, they were flying right overhead, and that was. I wish I had my camera, my phone out at the time because he was close. It was like, oh my God, there he is. But yeah, they put on quite the show. They had F-22 zipping around, and they had some World War II stuff, and they put a nice show on. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We must have been having an air show here, I don't know, about 3 weeks ago, because, man, there was a bunch of, and I'd say they were either, and I didn't go out and look at them, but I could hear the engine, and it was either the P-51 or the, what is it, P-47?
Well, there's a big difference.
Yeah, the twin engines on the P-40.
No,
Is it
no.
P-40?
P-38
No.
light. The 38 had twin engines. That was
Oh,
light.
that's it.
38
Okay.
was
Yeah.
the lightning doing.
Lightning. Yeah. So,
38.
But the Thunderbolt was the P-47, and that is
P-47.
massive. That's a massive fighter plane. It's like-
Yeah.
And
Well, like I said, I didn't go out, but man, there's a couple of them just flying patterns over our house. Like, what the hell?
you don't
What
see
they do? Shoot?
Thunderbolts.
Did they
flying. I'd love to see one in person.
Yeah.
With the window shaking, Lloyd?
It was getting, they were flying low. I was like, what the hell is that? So,
Yeah. The prop planes are loud, but they're nothing like the jets. I mean, it was really loud in the bowling center. And you know how loud a bowling alley is.
Man.
I mean, it was,
yeah.
Good night,
I
Paul.
worked on the Thunderbolt too.
Hey, Paul.
What's
Not
that?
Paul.
I said I worked on the Thunderbolt too when I was in the Air Force.
Yeah, Thunderbolt 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, the jet.
It's the A-10. Yeah, Warthog.
Yep. But the in World War II, the P-40 looks more like a P-51 than that.
Yeah, it might have been what I was thinking. Yeah.
That's
right.
the Warhawk, the one that the Flying Tigers put the
Right. Yeah.
teeth on, which they copied, by the way. I think from the Russians. People don't know that, but they made it famous because they kicked ass, but with an old plane. But in fact, the P-40 and the P-51 look similar for a reason. That North American was, they were tasked with making up the difference
Right.
because they couldn't produce enough P40s for England. Even though England wasn't crazy about them, but they would take what they could get at the time, and that's when they came up. They said we can do better, faster, and
Right.
started with the P40, and then eventually it became the P51, which was
Right.
just heads and
The cat's ass.
it was yeah. Well, it became that when they put the Rolls Royce engine in them. I mean, they were already good with they were already better than the P40 with the Allison engine, but they became even better yet with the Merlin engine, because they were able. There was a dual what do you call it, charged. They were able to go faster, higher. The Allison engines were good for 15,000 feet and below, and then once they got above that, they started to lose power. Anyway, it's all boring stuff for most people, but I find it very interesting.
Not us pilots.
Yeah. I like the Lightnings, though. I think they're very cool. That was a project of Howard Hughes, matter of fact.
As weird as it sounds, as weird as it sounds to say, warplanes had really cool, livery. They just had very nice paint jobs and stuff.
Tom.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, Tom.
Kind of cool. Other than that,
I just dropped in real quick just to say hi. Wish everybody a great holiday.
Yep.
Lucky me, after 3 successful years, actually 4 successful years almost, of avoiding COVID, we got it.
Congratulations!
Yeah, so
speaking of saving those R's, they had years. They didn't have years. They had years.
Years.
Save the R's.
I use the
wife and I
extra R,
both
so
got it,
yeah,
which was good. We both got it, but we're vaxxed at this point. I mean, we haven't had the latest vax, but just gotta say that it fucking kicked the shit out of me, bro. Kicked the living shit out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you look like you were feeling kind of rough. I was going to ask you about that because
there's Lloyd, there's no comfortable position.
Yeah.
And if you want to feel like an old man, when you basically are an old man, this really brings it home, I'll tell you.
I've always said that there's no comfortable position.
There is no comfortable position.
But, just make it work. Make it work.
Luckily, I feel I'm on the. I've already hit the peak, and I'm on the slide down now. So,
yeah, you're running a fever at all?
I was. I kept on checking with the pulse oximeter too to make sure I kept my saturated O2 up. That's been okay. I got my own health issues with the heart, but so far everything's okay. The doc says they didn't want to give me the drug because they didn't know how it would react with my other meds. And my wife's already 3 days in, so they didn't want to give it to her either.
Mm-hmm.
So we just bore the brunt of it. That's all. So she's probably a couple of days before me, 2 to 3 days before me, and she's about 95% right now. So
good for her.
Just have a few more days to go. But
what's
getting me crazy is cabin fever. That's what's getting me.
Oh. Well, you got plenty of video.
Well, I don't have my Pocket 3 anymore.
What?
What happened?
Send it back. I have to send it back, and that's still an ongoing ordeal, which I've been highlighting online. But the best feature one of the best features, I would say, because the camera is an awesome camera, and it still worked actually. But the big problem was that great feature this new Pocket 3 has, that swivel screen, is also its biggest liability.
I figured that would be a weak point.
Oh,
yeah, unfortunately. And Lloyd, I think it's magnets that keep it in place. Okay. So it is mechanical in nature, but what happened was I turned around and got home from a shoot. We have a place out here where the bighorn sheep come down and graze, and there's a streaming camera on that park. So I check that in the morning, and if I see there's a bunch of them out there, I'll take a ride out. It's about a 30-minute drive down to Boulder City, right on the edge of Lake Mead there. So I went down, I shot some footage, and I came back. And when I came home and I pulled it out of the its case, the screen wasn't fully, in place.
Yeah.
So I flipped it open, and then when I flipped it open, it was cockeyed. So I was like, "Oh shit!" So I reached out to Best Buy because I bought it from Best Buy on the day of release. And
Right.
what happened was Best Buy was very honest with me, and they said, "Look, we can give you a refund." I said, "No, I love the camera. I'm looking for a replacement." Well, it could be up to 2 months. And I'm like, 2 months? They're like, well, yeah, DJI only shipped 1 or 2 to each store.
Ooh.
Okay. And then they put everybody in a holding zone. So they actually suggested I reach out to DJI support. So I reached out to DJI support. And they told me, "Oh, so sorry. You're a couple of days out of our defective equipment replacement cycle."
I'm counting the R's that you're not using, by the way. I just,
Well,
I'm
don't
going
worry.
to send them a lawyer.
I'm cashing
Yeah,
them in.
I use them in
pearly
washing
gates
machines.
still, okay? I cash the R's in at the pearly gates. Okay, I've been saving them up.
I'll take them, Tom. I use them in things like washing and washing machine, Washington.
There you go.
Washington
See,
D.C.
It always comes in handy.
Yeah.
So the only thing, a similar incident happened to me a few years back when the Mavic 2 Pro came out, and it had a problem with swollen batteries. So I gotta always have a half a dozen batteries for each drone. So all of a sudden, 3 of them were wobbling on the desk. So I reached out to them and they said, "Well, yeah, so sorry, but we only warrant those for a certain period." I says, "Well, it's pretty odd that 3 of them went at the exact same time." And then when I checked the number of cycles on those batteries, maybe 40 cycles on the one I use the most, which I label all the batteries. I try to cycle them. So they gave me a hard time about it, and then I posted about it. And I made sure I hashtag DJI every place I posted about it. And of course, DJI reached out immediately and said, "Well, how can we resolve this?" And I said, "Well, warrant the batteries." So it wasn't just me, but dozens of friends of mine jumped on that bandwagon right after me.
I remember when that was going on, all those swollen batteries. Yeah, there's just a lot of people having
So now
problems
I
with it.
did take some shit from Lon the other day because I posted about this. And he goes, "Wah, wah, wah, DJI, they'll support you. Da, da, da. What's the big deal? Stop being a crybaby." I said, "I'm not being a crybaby. If this is a mechanical issue, it's not something you can fix with firmware, then I want my friends to know before they make that $500 to $700 purchase decision."
Yeah.
Right?
I agree with you.
At least wait either for an advisory to come out. Hey, it could be magnets that are, electromagnets. So maybe there is something in the firmware that they could do. Who knows? But again, when you're dropping that kind of money on a camera, and Lloyd and Lon, no, it's not the only camera in my world. Okay, but if I invest $700 in a Creator combo, and I maybe cycled that swivel screen maybe 24 times, I want it replaced, pure and simple.
Yeah.
Okay, didn't drop it, didn't do any of that crap.
I figured that was probably going to be a weak point. Just looking at it, I mean, it just makes sense because of the size of it. So, yeah. I figured that would be
everything else about that combo, Creator combo, off the charts. That DJI Mic 2 is awesome. The battery handle with the quarter 20 on it. Everything worked perfectly except that one little glitch. So, well, we'll see what happens. I'm going to continue posting updates on it. In fact, DJI has asked me to post updates on it.
Oh,
I was surprised because last time they wanted me to take my battery thing down, and I refused to take it down. So
is that the 2 or the 3?
That's the 2, isn't it?
Yep.
So how low is like me there, Tom?
It's not the horror story people try to put out there. It really isn't. You know, the big problem is that there's two states that I really have an issue with when it comes to water in Lake Mead. Yeah, thank you, Bill. Thank you for keeping track. That's Arizona and California.
California, yeah.
Arizona has determined that alfalfa, the most water-dependent crop, is going to be their mainstay. And California still hasn't figured out how to desalinate. Okay. Meanwhile, they're sitting along the Pacific Ocean. And you know, they're building hey Jordan, okay? I don't want to get a double till on this, okay? So you better sync your numbers up with Bill before you announce them. But California keeps building golf courses in the middle of the Mojave Desert. Really? What the fuck, guys?
Sorry.
No, we're actually.
I'm sorry.
If they would learn how to desalinate, you could desalinate. You could say Crimea River, and then they could literally do it.
They could. They could.
Yeah.
What's that, Jordan?
I'm sorry. That's 6?
Oh, it's got to be more than 6 by this point.
Way more than 6. I was daydreaming. No,
Jordan, 6 is a single sentence for me, dude.
26 probably.
I'm sorry.
It's quite all right. I know
That's
where you came
strange.
from.
Building a golf course in the middle of a desert.
Supposed to be.
You know what that means, Jim. By the way, Andrew, okay, when I go out to a location called Dolores Water Park, it's an abandoned water park in the Mojave Desert. It's along Interstate 15, and it's probably close to 2 hours into the California side of the border. And from there, across the road on the other side are these private communities, these private water skiing communities.
Water.
Okay. Now, you just missed 4 or 5 of them just in that one sentence. But
yeah. If you're not, look, I told you at least a half a dozen percent.
California. There's no R in California, apparently. But please continue. I'm sorry about this ridiculousness. Continue.
But yeah, there's this location, and you can actually check it on the map, where there's these long finger-like lakes. And you look at them on Google Map, and you go, what the heck is that? So I drove over there. It's a private water ski community. In the middle of the Mojave Desert, they built these long finger lakes, and the houses around them. It's all private. And, water skiing in the Mojave Desert makes
why not?
Complete sense. Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, why not?
Sounds like an interesting experience.
Well, they actually in Nevada, okay, they pay you in the Las Vegas area, Clark County region, they pay you to remove decorative grass. So I have grass in the backyard, but it was made by man. Okay.
Yeah, well, you think it's strange to have golf courses in the desert there, Andrew? What do you guys do with your deserts in South Carolina?
Parts of South Carolina I've been to, so.
There's no desert.
There's no desert in South Carolina.
They got to do something with it. What do they got to do? Ice skate? Why not put a golf course there? What the heck?
Put a golf course there. Put a golf course there. Why not?
I got to give Tom deserves credit on a few R's because he did. Because I was listening real close. He did say private with an R.
Almost. Yeah, what kind? That was.
Well, yeah, it's a little.
Roy is not R. I mean, but it's close. Private.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was just trying to help you out, Tom.
I appreciate it, Lloyd. Look, this is something that travels with me everywhere, Lloyd.
He said Arizona beautifully. He did say Arizona beautifully. I did
yeah.
Arizona.
That's all right.
Yeah, if you
they were making fun of me when I first got here, so yeah.
It's okay, Lloyd. Lloyd, I lived half my life in a firehouse, man. You think this bothers me?
Yeah,
You should sit around. You should sit around the kitchen table in a firehouse and see how thick your skin is at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Okay?
And you worked there, and you still couldn't say fire. Fire.
No, Bill. I said it like everybody else did around that same table. Okay, so it's all relative at the end of the day. Okay.
I grew up in that area. I realize I spoke the same.
Yeah,
way.
but
I still do sometimes. It depends how drunk I am,
yeah,
or
exactly.
angry.
That's
Or if
when
I
reality
spend
kicks in.
more
right?
than 5 minutes on the phone with my brother.
That's when your true side comes out. Yeah.
Yeah. My brother.
Well, after talking 10 minutes with the old vice principal of my high school, then you get real Boston accent, like Tom.
Boston,
I know he's just Bronx,
I would
but,
say, is a little thicker than Brooklyn. So
I always
if you
found
put
Bostonians to be a little
next,
thicker.
yeah, if you put a Bostonian next to a Brooklynite, yeah, you'll be able to tell the difference. Plus, we have better pizza.
Brooklyn style pizza.
True.
Yep.
They just sound like Yankees to me.
Anybody north of the Red River.
Yep.
Yep. That's a definite. And by the way, Lloyd, I'm not a Yankees fan. So there you go.
So you're a fan of Big Papi?
No, I was a New York Mets fan. I grew up in Queens. So I was the weird one. New York, the New York Mets, the New York Rangers.
Well, you're in Queens. There was nothing weird about being a Mets fan living in Queens.
No, well, the thing is, my father was a Boston Dodgers. Brooklyn Dodgers.
Wow, really? Okay.
Oh man,
I hadn't heard about that team.
They teams move around a lot. You never know.
So when they moved to the West Coast, my father was adamant he was not going to be a Yankees fan. In fact, he took me to my first Mets game at the Polo Grounds. Okay, which was directly across the river from Yankee Stadium. But that's where the Mets played their first year until they moved into Shea Stadium.
Yeah.
Now they're in
Didn't know that.
Andrew, you do know that the Yankees played in the Polo Grounds too before they got their stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Just so you did know that, Andrew?
Yeah.
Did you?
Question is, did anybody play polo in the Polo Grounds?
No, it was actually before the stadium was built. It was actually the grounds for polo matches. So you are right, Lloyd.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they called the Polo Grounds. Yeah, but where you can get a string of Peloponese.
But now we have at least a string of. Now we have a Major League Baseball.
That's from the Honeymooners.
Major League Baseball team moving to Las Vegas also. So that's good.
Are you looking forward to that?
I'm not looking forward to anything moving to Vegas anymore. I'm already here. The rest of you can't. That's it. The doors are closed. Enough. Enough. Get the fuck out.
I tell you, people brag about how many people are moving to Florida, but it sucks to drive here now, especially in the winter. It's turned into Northeast New Jersey or Long Island. You know what I mean?
It's funny you say that because neighbors on the corner had recently moved. They moved to Tennessee, and when we became fast friends. So I asked Bernie, I said, why are you moving? Isn't it great out here? And he goes, I can't take this goddamn traffic.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm praising the traffic out here because I can actually get places. They talk about there's a loop of roads out here called the Spaghetti Bowl. It's where Interstate 15 and 95 and 215 and 515 all come together. And they complain, and on the news in the morning, they're like, the Spaghetti Bowl's really backed up. And I look at the video, and the traffic's moving at 35 miles an hour.
Right.
That's actually faster than the New York City speed limit.
Yeah. Have you ever been on Route 80 in New Jersey during rush hour, around Patterson and the oranges and like that? I mean, it's a 16-lane highway there. You got
80 and 280 are the bane of northern New Jersey.
You're sitting still and moving like 2 or 3 car lengths at a time.
Well, what about the Garden State Parkway? Bill?
Yeah,
Is that not the most boring road on the planet? The same tree runs alongside your car the whole fucking trip.
It is.
I've been there. Here's the problem with New York. It takes you 2.5 hours to get out of the New York metropolitan area before you can think about going anywhere. Okay? Now, my commute from home to headquarters was 6 miles. Okay? And I couldn't take the highway because I'd be going out of my way to get on the highway. So I would go local streets, zigzag from Queens into Brooklyn, neighborhoods through Brooklyn. It was probably quicker if I walked it, but again, you don't walk successfully through some of those neighborhoods.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
It took
Well,
me
you could
1 hour
run.
and 20 minutes on average to go 6 miles. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the city had a huge blizzard probably about 6-7 years ago. I'd say about 6 years ago. And the mayor decided he was going to put a curfew on the city except for emergency services at 10 p.m. As a boss at headquarters, I was going to get called in anyway. And so my boss asked me, hey, when do you want to come in and cover? I said, let me come in, for the 2300 hour tour, since they were closing everything at 10 p.m. I'd start my shift at 11. Well, I waited until they put the curfew in place. And I mean, it was coming down hard. We were getting several inches an hour. I made it to work in 20 minutes. 20 freaking minutes in a blizzard. Okay? No problem. No problem. Okay? But that's out here. I love it because I can actually enjoy driving. Although Vegas is the city of cones. So they're always doing something with the roads out here.
Yeah.
But what really galls me is the fact that it seems that people out here don't merge until they hit that first fucking cone. I swear to God.
Always.
Same here. Same
Yep.
here.
Yeah.
So it's funny. I pulled up next to a guy because he did this and he actually cut me off. That's the other thing. If they put their turn signal on, they actually want to occupy the same space you're currently in. Okay. So he actually hit the cone, didn't put his turn signal, moved into my lane, right? We get past this little road work and I pull up next to him. And I look over at him. I roll down my window. He rolls down his, and I go, "Hey, fuck nuts! What's the problem, man? You hit a cone." He goes, "Where you from? Fucking Brooklyn? I'm from Staten Island." I said, "So I was right. You are fuck nut."
Don's got a good point there.
Yeah.
Just a point that he didn't mind being called fuck nuts because that's like saying howdy, neighbor.
Yeah, exactly.
What's up, fuck nuts?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a different lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting like that here though. They're
So
nuts. That's why I'm like
relative,
I'm a really pleasant driver. I let people in front of me.
Yeah.
I see it before they do. That guy's gonna have to move over. I can tell he doesn't know it yet, and I can see it, and I'm over here. So I just slow down, let him in, and they take advantage of me, and I don't care. And I let them. It's when they do take advantage of me, I lose my shit a little bit. That's why because I get really angry, and so to counter that from happening, I let everybody, go ahead. Let's be. People wave. They're nice and this and that. So then I have a much nicer ride home. If I drove the way they were driving, I'd want to kill somebody. So may as well just let them in because it happened.
My wife.
And by the way, I
wife
live 7 miles from work, and it took me almost an hour to get home the other day. Now that's not normal, but there was an accident. So coming over the bridge, anybody was here for the meetup. We got the big bridge there by the hotel. That's where the traffic started, at the top of the bridge, and I could see. And US 1 is it's 8 lanes, 4 on each side at that point. So it's not like some skinny little road. And it was nothing but, it looked like a Christmas decoration as far as the eye could see. All the red lights, straight across as far as the eye could see. And we were literally 2 cars at a time. And it's all because it was being forced down into one lane a couple miles from, it was probably more like 3 or 4 miles away. That's how long I was on this. Stop. Now, if everybody wasn't an asshole, this line could have went faster. Just take turns. Let each other in, but they just don't.
It's amazing in Europe when there's an accident or they hear sirens. Actually, the left lane moves to the left and the right lane moves to the right, and emergency vehicles can get right down the center.
Right down the middle.
In New York, what they do is they ride right on your freaking bumper. Okay, if you're going on a job, lights and sirens, they're riding on your bumper. I had a funny story when I started on the job. I was working as a medic up in the South Bronx, and I took an overtime tour down in Manhattan with one of my academy buddies, Mikey Fox. He was working a tactical patrol unit in Midtown Manhattan, and he was working the midnights. Even midnight in Midtown Manhattan is nothing but freaking traffic. And so I'm putting my gear on the rig, and I notice he's loading in like a case of white spray paint into the back compartment. And I'm like, Mikey, what's up with the spray paint, dude? Are we going to tag some shit? During the night, he goes, no, you'll see. So now we're on Fifth Avenue. We get a job for a witness cardiac arrest. We got about a 30-block roll. And so he starts going. He's driving. I'm teching. So I'm just sitting in the passenger seat. And he's moving down Fifth Avenue. A lot of traffic's getting out of the way. But Mike goes, if I yell brake, hold the fuck on. And I'm like, what? And he screams brake. And the guy fucking jams on the brake. And then we get smashed in the rear end. And then Mike goes, okay, cool. And keeps driving. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened, dude? Well, a cab, a yellow cab hit us in the back. Okay. We drive. We get to the location of the job. There's another unit on scene. They were going to take it. They were also medics, so we didn't have to transfer care. And we went into the hospital with them, so 2 medics could work in the back. One could drive and one could drive the other rig, right? So we get to Bellevue Hospital. I do the handoff with the patient inside. I come back out, and now I know why Mike's got the white spray paint. He's spraying our steel bumper in the back, originally white, back to white from yellow from the cab. Okay? So that was Mike's way of saying, you see where it says keep back 200 feet? We fucking mean it.
Mm.
Yeah, those old checker cabs, especially the old ones. They were made by they were made by Checker Auto Company, and those things were built like a friggin' tank.
They were tanks, bro. They were
tanks.
You could fit an entire bachelor party in those fucking cabs.
Yeah. Yeah, they were
huge. Yeah, and they had the pop-up jump seats in the back also.
Right. Yeah, they were but Checker made their own for a long time, made their own car, and they'd sell them off every so often. I knew somebody got one, and like, oh my god, that thing was just it was a tank. I mean,
it weighed 6,000 pounds, Lloyd.
Yeah, I know. They were.
My huge pickup truck weighs that.
Right.
Yeah. I had an 81 F-150 4x4 with one of the oak beds, the step side with the oak bed, that old farm looking
thing.
Right,
yeah.
Whoever had it before must have used it for towing, because welded to the front of the front, full frame, obviously, was a heavy pipe. And the bumper was like decorative because, it was a steel bumper, but they used U-bolts, to hold it to that pipe. And the back was a, I don't know, custom or homemade, whatever, was this really heavy diamond plate, welded. So this thing literally was like, you would be like hitting a tank. And I took that to New York City to go, actually the Bronx, to go to a Yankee game. And this was nobody tailgate. You hit the brakes. Nobody wants to hit that beat, because first of all, you don't give a damn if you're going to damage your truck. And they're not going to keep driving because the radiator is going to give out whatever. But I'll never forget that, though. That was the Yankees. It was like right at the end of the season. They were heading to the playoffs. They're playing the Rangers, and it was unbelievable. Coming off onto what was it? Cross Bronx?
Major D.
And there's a loop that comes around to and we were sitting there so long. I turned the truck off, and we just started sitting on the hood having some soda, just waiting for the traffic to keep moving.
I'll tell you, the Cross Bronx Expressway for me, I was working midnights up in the South Bronx when I first went on the job. And I'll tell you, the Cross Bronx Expressway was the scariest place to do a job. We would get an MVA, motor vehicle accident, down there. And you're basically down in a trench by like a Jerome Avenue, that area right there. And we would actually park the vehicle 150 to 200 feet away from the accident. Because at night, the problem is we got our flashing lights on in the back, and they become landing lights for drunk drivers. Okay? That's what would happen. Driver, ooh.
They don't understand what they're looking at, I guess. Ooh, look at
They get
that.
mesmerized. Yeah, they get
Does
mesmerized.
that happen over there, Dominic? With drunk
I
drivers?
haven't noticed.
What
I
else
don't
was
think
cool
so.
about that was when we finally got down there, finding parking was just unbelievable. I didn't have to pay to park. There's an island. Don't ask me what road this was. There was a T there, and there was an island with grass.
Right.
Kind of high, the curb, and there was cops telling people where to park. He looked at that. He goes, "That's 4-wheel drive, right? Yeah, park on top of that." And that's where I parked, right in the middle. Cop told me to, right in the middle of the island in the traffic. It was beautiful. It was really close.
New
to
York
the
City cops, make it up as you go.
Yeah. They said, "Yeah, pull it up on there." Yeah, no problem.
Make your own spot.
Yeah. No, he told me to. Hey,
Yeah, hey.
what the hell? I wasn't
Yeah,
going.
he was going off shift in 10 minutes. So when the next cop came by to give you a ticket, fuck.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Game
It wasn't a monster truck. It had over his head like 30-inch tires on it. They're big, so like, get on there. Okay. You got it, buddy.
Hey, your buddy told me to
some
park
car
here.
tried to do the same thing behind me and he regretted it. Did you make it? I could pull you off.
Yeah, Mark, I agree. Anybody who's ridden a motorcycle usually tends to be a little more aware of their surroundings. Not that you have much of a choice on a motorcycle, right?
Right.
I mean, you have to be
He's saying you notice it more when you're in a cage, even when you go back to driving a car.
Yes, absolutely. I feel that definitely. I'm always, when I see the thing is, I'm always checking mirrors. Okay, I'm always doing my, it's just habits and training.
Habit, yeah.
Okay, and you'll never see me pull into a parking spot. I do not pull into parking spots. I back into parking spots.
I'll tell you what I never do. I never tailgate.
Quick escape.
I don't. If I'm in a hurry, it's not that person's fault that I'm gonna I'm gonna endanger their life because I'm in a hurry to go somewhere. That's just not right. So when people tailgate me, because I don't drive slow. Don't get me wrong. I don't drive like a mental case. I stay probably, if it's 35, it's 44. You know what I mean? It's unless everybody else is doing 52, then I might be doing that. But I don't go crazy, but I'm not a slow driver. Get off my ass. And what really pisses you off is when it's all filled up in front of you and there's nowhere to go. What are you up my butt?
Yeah, where are you going? Where are you going? Exactly.
And the same car that does that and then cuts over real fast and it cuts in front of you and this and that. And then by the next light, you're right next to them anyway. It's like, what was the point of that? You moron?
What was that all about? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm always looking 2-3 blocks ahead of me. I don't know. It's good being up higher in a truck because you can see that. Okay. But I'm always looking for the issues before they actually
2-3 blocks. But you run over a lot of cats like that though.
Yeah, well, that's why they put fucking cameras all around these things now. I swear, my wife walked in front of the truck. I didn't have a reasonable out as far as a jury would be concerned because the fucking camera showed it, even though I couldn't see her in front of me. Okay.
Yeah, well, your truck could probably stop anyway. It probably has pedestrian.
You know what? It took me a month and a half to figure out how to turn off the one behind us. Because, like I said, I back into spots. So I'm backing into a spot. I can see
stopping.
And it's like, what the fuck? What did I hit? I'd get out. I'd look like nothing. What the fuck was it? Until I finally figured out where they hid that fucking switch to turn that off. And where it really became a problem was me trying to hitch my fucking trailer.
Mm.
If the sun was shining a certain way, it saw the trailer as an obstacle I was going to hit and then jam the brakes 3 feet away. I get out. I'm like, I'm not even close to the goddamn trailer. But yeah, I got that sorted out. So that's a good thing.
Would you be able to drive forward with that?
Hmm?
Yes.
Oh, no. It doesn't impact you on moving forward. Although it will bring you to an emergency. Look, something in front of me.
Back.
I wanted to brake.
I would understand. But would it halt the brakes and try to drag it forwards kind of scenario? That's my curiosity there. I've never done it. I've never pulled a trailer or anything like that. So.
Oh no. See, when you finally hook up and you're established, you got your connection to the hookup, and you've
got the little connector.
Hook up to your 7-pin connector. Yeah, that gets disabled actually on the Tundra. When I plug in, a lot of things on the truck get disabled.
As you move forward?
My lane centering control, the truck almost fucking drives itself these days.
Yeah. You wouldn't want lane centering if it's going to like be tailing out behind you with a trailer or anything like that.
No. Exactly, Jordan. So what happens is once you hook up to the 7-pin connector, certain things get turned off. Okay. Automatically. Certain things get turned on automatically. Like the nice thing about my truck is that I have a tandem axle trailer, because I would never get an RV with a single axle, because especially a bumper pull, because if you get a blowout, it's going to take the truck with you. Okay. So at least with the tandem, I have half a chance of getting it off the road, maybe some wheel well damage, but I'll get it off the road. Okay, but the nice thing that
you would less have up and down wobble instead of the horizontal.
Yeah, well,
he's saying if it turns over, he's saying there's a possibility
if I'm driving down the road and this tire blows out, it's likely the trailer's going to tip, and it doesn't care. I'm hooked up. It's going to try to flip the truck also.
It would probably just rip off the ball. No, not the ball off, but the hookup would probably.
Unfortunately, Bill, because I use a weight distribution hitch, I have not only a ball attached, I have 2 static bars.
Right.
Okay. So that makes it more likely that it could take you. But it also lessens the likelihood. Yeah, what happens is a weight distribution hitch takes a lot of the weight off of the ball, okay, the tongue.
Right.
And it moves it through the chassis. Okay. What I missed, Jim?
About balls and weights and balls and tongues.
I'm sorry. I forgot, Jim. I know. I got to watch those buzzwords, Jim, with you. Okay. But
Tom, when he said ball being ripped off, Jim went quiet.
Yeah,
tongue and ball in the same sentence.
Everybody's face contorted. Yeah, exactly. But what's really cool about the truck is it has the braking is electronic, so it sends messages to the trailer.
Right.
And if it feels that the trailer is swerving at all, it sends individual braking instructions to the 4 brakes on the trailer. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Before you would ever notice it in the wheel. Like if you're driving, if you're pulling a trailer and it starts to sway on you, you never touch your truck brakes. You reach for your trailer brakes and you just nudge them a little. Okay, just nudge them a little to get it aligned. But this Tundra actually has electronic sensing, so it before you even notice it, it's already taken care of it.
That's pretty cool.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah. The other nice thing it does is it's got. Hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
The other thing it does, which is pretty cool, is it does what's called straight path assist. So once I line up, I take the fun away from people at campgrounds, because when somebody pulls in, okay, with a trailer, everybody comes out with their lawn chairs and a beer, to watch. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's cool about this is once I line the trailer up with the spot I want to pull into, I hit a button and I take my hands off the steering wheel and I just work the gas and it brings it into the spot itself.
Wow.
Okay. So cool shit, man. Cool shit.
Yeah, we had a first fifth wheel we had. We were going down to Texas for the winter, and going through. I just got past Fort Worth, and I blew a tire on the back driver's side. It's tandem axle. Blew a tire on it. And it's like, shit, and it beat up the wheel well. I got out there and I had to drive it into the closest shop I could find. There happened to be one up the road, and they charged me a small fort. They sold me a wheel and everything, not just repairing the tire. It's like, really? They sold me. Anyways. So then I get down to, oh, hell, what is it? Down there where the Texas Rangers Museum is at. Mike?
Arlington.
Arlington?
Oh, Waco.
Waco. Yeah, Waco. Yeah. I blew one on the other side at Waco, and same axle the other side. So I pull in there, and they said, all these tires you got on this trailer are on recall. They needed D class size tires, and they put C class on them, because of the weight. And so I had to carry them 2 damn blown tires all over Texas and Oklahoma before I could get them exchanged, because I had to take them back where I bought it. It's like,
yeah.
But I pull into the campground there in Waco where the Texas Ranger Museum is at. And like you said, everybody comes out there with their lawn chairs to watch you back in. I pull in there and I get out and, everything's set up. And the guy says, I want to look at the way you got your hitch hooked up. Okay. And this is my first fifth wheel. So he says, you blew 2 tires, yeah? I said, I think I know why. He says, was it going up and down a lot? I said, yeah, every time I hit the damn brakes, the front of the fifth wheel go up and down.
Yeah.
No, I drove from Muskogee, Oklahoma to Waco, Texas, and it has a safety thing on it when you hit. If you put the hitch down, that bar just snaps across. Right. I didn't have the hitch all the way down. It was just riding against that bar, and it was just riding up and down the hole. It was never locked. I drove it 600 miles.
Never locked into the saddle?
No, it never locked in at all. I mean, it was just riding, right? That pin was just riding up and down. And he says, I think we need to rehook that. And I said, no shit. And I had 2 blown tires and drove 600 miles like that. How in the hell I kept losing that? I don't know.
If the pin's still just going up and down,
it's just the pin is just riding in the saddle. It's not even locked in the saddle.
The only thing holding it was the little bar that snaps across. Yeah. And it's about that big around, and it's like, holy shit. So after that, I started learning how to do it.
The locking pin was the only thing holding it in.
The locking pin is the only thing holding it. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's it. There's so many people now and I'm not talking about people because they've been displaced or homeless. I mean, that's a whole other ordeal. But there's a whole new society out there that's living full time in RVs because of remote work.
Oh yeah.
We used to go down to Harlingen, Texas in the wintertime, and they've got this one campground we stayed at. Hell, it wasn't a campground; it was a damn city. I mean, they had a like a town hall where a rec center. You go up there and learn anything from. That's where I learned to do stained glass windows and stuff. I went up there and took. It was all free. You just paid for your supplies. And there were 2,000 RVs in this place.
Wow.
That is and on the other, there was a brick wall on one side, and on the other side, they had buildings or houses that you could buy there too. So a lot of people would bring their trailers down, park them for the winter, and leave them.
I found the spot actually in California that sent me an ad. We're gonna go stay there because we got a free couple of days there from the dealership. But they do the park models. So they have RVs set up that are just what they call park models.
Right.
They get delivered to a location. They stay there. These are seasonal campgrounds. Like my daughter in upstate New York, they live in in Dutchess County. But they go across the Hudson to Columbia County, and they spend half a year at their campgrounds. So a lot of people, and now a lot of campgrounds I'm finding, Lloyd, also have cabins.
Oh,
yeah.
So they rent cabins out. Not everybody has an RV. So, you want to go out and hang with friends and all, and they can come out and stay in the cabins, if you have an RV. We went to a meetup last year in Tucson, and there were 3,000 RVs there. It was, one of the rallies, one of the Family Motor Coach Association rallies. So that was a lot of fun. You meet some great people out on the road. Really.
You do, yeah. Yeah, we loved it when we traveled like that. Yeah. I mean, they all, like you said, they all sit around and watch you try to back or pull into spot. But they'll also, as soon as you get it stopped, then they all come running over to help you set up, you know. And
the problem is when they come over to start to chat you up while you break things down to get back on the road.
yeah,
Because man, if you get out of sequence, okay,
yep,
that's the worst. You realize you're driving down the road and your awning's still open. Yeah, that never works out well.
yeah, I know. Yeah.
The longer the trailer, though, I think it's a little easy. The easier it is to back in. I got a short boat trailer. You make one little mistake, and you jacked. You jacked it this way. I have an 8-foot utility trailer, and you got to be just right, or you're looking like a fool. You know
exactly.
I used to have my son come over and back the trailer in because I just couldn't do it. You know, that's when I had a pool trailer. It was a 28-foot pool trailer, and finally, one of my friends whose dad wintered like that out in Vegas and down to Corpus Christi for the winter. He had been a long haul truck driver. He said, "You know how to learn how to do that, right?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I'd like somebody to teach me." He says, "Just grab the bottom of the steering wheel and turn the damn thing the way you want it to go, and that'll back you right in."
The biggest tip of all time, Lloyd, is that when you're backing up, you only grab the bottom of the
wheel.
And then if you want to go this way, don't go that way.
Yep. Yeah.
Your hands are up there. That's exactly what you're going to do. So
right.
That's the biggest.
Yeah, tip. I learned how to back. That was the best lesson I ever learned. I wish somebody had told me that about 6 years before.
Yeah. The other tip is be very explicit with your wife on how you want her to give you guidance. Okay. So I was teaching my wife, okay, the only thing I really need you to help me with is when I'm getting close to the hitch, I just want you to go like this. And then once I see your hands come together, I know I'm there. So she's got her little black gloves on, her little black pullover on, and her hands right here. And I'm like, I'm going out the window. Contrast. Contrast. Okay. Not only that, I'd say, okay, which way? She'd go, no, you got to move over. Which way? To the left. To the left. And I look at her in the mirror. She's facing the other way. I said, no, sweetheart. Okay. From now on, there's only two sides. There's driver's side and passenger side.
Passenger side, yeah.
Okay? That's all. We don't yell at each other anymore. In fact, it was funny. My friend down the block, he became that's a nice rig, you think?
Oh, nice.
That's a nice rig.
Wow.
Yeah. Except I need to get a team to help my wife climb up into the. And then they come around and help me up.
Yeah, Mark sent
that. What is that actually for?
Mark White sent that.
It's a mod. It's a mod.
Yeah. It looks like a cross between an RV and a monster truck.
No,
exactly.
Yeah.
A wall crawler family van.
6-wheel drive.
Well, where do you park that? Wherever you fucking want to.
Yeah, exactly.
Tires bigger than I am.
Once, because after you park it, you'll never be able to get it out of that spot.
You know.
When we first
what's in your way.
When we bought our first camper, I was still in the wheelchair. And so Judy, she didn't know how to back, and we had one of these Chevy vans that had my wheelchair lift in it and everything, So, and I wasn't driving then, so obviously, and she didn't know how to back a trailer. So my cousins, the two of them, got together. One of them worked in a metal fabricating shop, and he made a stainless steel L bracket, just about this wide, same all the way around, and they formed it into an L. Then they took a torch and cut through the stainless steel big enough to put a ball right there. Then they took 2 bolts and used a torch to cut the holes there. They mounted it to the front bumper. And the funniest thing was she'd stop right in the middle of the road, jump out, unhook the trailer, drive up the road, just leave it sitting there, turn around, come back, pull back up, drop the ball right on that front hit, and then just drive it right into where she wanted it. People are like, what the hell? I've never seen nothing like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think the coolest thing I saw recently was a guy had what's called a Super C. So what a Super C is almost like what you saw there, except the front chassis is like a Freightliner. Okay? So it's one continuous vehicle, box on the back, your home on the back. But, the big problem with those is when you get someplace and you hook up, now you got way to get around. So, of course, you're going to tow something. And that's where people have the biggest problem, because they got this huge RV and then they have it towed. They're trailering something, right? So you got a couple of choices there. You got, put the braking system in, and then you're restricted to which vehicles you can get. Like Jeeps are pretty good because you can throw those into 4-wheel drive, into neutral, and then pop them back into park and be able to drag them down the road. Some vehicles you can't tow unless you put on a dolly. But this guy had the ultimate solution. He had the back of his rig modified with a tow truck pickup. So he'd hit a button on the back, and this arm would come out, and then under the wheels pick it up. And so he was only dragging 2 tires behind them.
2 tires, yeah.
And his rig was already 42 feet long without towing something. And this guy had an F-350 he was bringing around town with him. He was a salesman. He went to all the RV shows, so it made complete sense. But that was some investment. Yeah, that was some investment.
That sounds like it would have to be rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. Front-wheel drive cars wouldn't work like that because you'd just be dragging the back tires anyways.
Yeah, exactly. You got to be very specific about, people blowing out their transmissions all the time, towing stuff, Jordan.
He had to have a commercial license to drive that thing.
Negative.
Over 20, depends on the state, but over 20.
Depends on your home state, Bill.
Yeah,
I did a lot of research on this. Okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, I had my Class A, but you had over 26 feet in Pennsylvania. You had to have a commercial license. It was a B, and then over a certain weight, you had to have it.
No CDL requirement on RVs based on home state of residence.
I thought it had to do with some kind of classification of how many people it can hold. So like
that's a different license. That's a bus driver certificate. That's a
transport.
Yeah, there's a different certification for that.
If you remove 2 seats from a bus, would it not become a Class A though?
No, you'd have to. It only qualifies as a domicile. Like I actually get to write, interest off on my RV, off my taxes, because it's considered another home,
a livable space.
Yeah, just like you
actually, you know what? It might have been. Now that I'm reaching into my memory banks, I think it was based on 26,000 pounds, not 26.
It's usually based on weight, Bill.
Yeah,
unless
you drive up to 80,000.
That are passengers. That's what I thought.
I drove tractor trailer, but even with that license, you couldn't do passenger. I couldn't drive a school bus. It's a different.
No, that's a different cert. You have to get another cert on there, right? I looked into that extensively about getting whether I had to maintain a CDL or not for it, which I didn't, and I wasn't going to go through the effort of it, because on our job we drove everything. We didn't require CDLs, of course, because we emergency services. So I've driven some rather large vehicles. I've even driven a tiller, meaning being the guy in the back like Kramer on Seinfeld. Okay, driving the tiller.
Tim Jackson's here. I gotta go.
Oh no! All you have to do.
I'm going to close it down soon anyway, because I have to get up probably about 4.5 hours. So this is going to be a short one tonight, guys. Only 2 hours.
Yeah.
So we wanted to start doing a waving thing, Jim. Is that what you're doing? Tom, thank you for coming in. Everybody, thank you for coming in. Tom, Lloyd, it's always a pleasure. Mike, thank you so much.
George, being here.
Tom, pleasure meeting you, Tom.
And all the ships at sea.
You guys are the best.
I wasn't ready for you. Hold on, let's do it. And here we go.
Now it's time to say goodbye to Bill and all the tribe. Thank you all for coming, and we hope you will subscribe. You're all invited back next week to watch another show. We're all too drunk and tired, so we're gonna have to go.
Y'all come back now. You hear? This has been a Bill Ways presentation.